Welcome to Self-Care Tips. I am Irene Joroge, and today we're going to talk about taking care of your mask. A mask has become mandatory in our wardrobes. It's something that we cannot leave the house without. Have you ever been arrested for not wearing a mask? It is not funny. So don't forget your mask. Now, in a day, you probably need about 2 masks, which will help you get through your day nicely. Change your mask often. As soon as you begin to feel that it's becoming maybe wet, you can change your mask. You don't need to stay with it throughout. How to wear your mask properly: ensure that this metal wire is curved and then you place it along the bridge of your nose. Make sure the loops are loose enough as they go around your ear. If they're too tight, they will give you a headache. So make sure that you've worn your mask well and ensure that it is comfortable. If you wear makeup, go for a black mask. Keep off these type of white masks or the blue masks or any other light colored mask, but wear a black mask because this will help camouflage when your foundation and powder smudges and your lipstick on the mask. This will keep you looking nice and neat all day long. About your mask, do not discard your mask carelessly. Don't ever leave your mask anywhere in public. Remember, it has germs, so don't leave it in public. Keep it somewhere like in a paper bag or somewhere where not everybody can see it. Don't leave it on tables or anywhere where it can be seen. Discard of it properly so that you always practice good mask hygiene. These are self-care tips. I am Irene Joroge.
The report you sent me is incomplete.
How so?
It only covers 1 month and that's to cover a whole year.
You didn't specify.
Yes, I did.
What you want needs data which is no longer in the system.
I don't care, figure it out. All I want is a complete report by Monday.
But?
No buts, let's get it done.
I have no idea why he's always on my case.
I don't believe you.
I'm telling the truth.
Prove it.
Where is it?
Where's what?
Don't play against me. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Refresh my memory.
You need to call the cops. That won't be necessary.
Where? What is all this commotion about? Is this a fish market?
No hard feelings. I just want to make art.
Mundos divididos por una sombra de traición.
It's you that I love, and I love you with all of my heart. I only love you and nobody else. And I think that's what's most important right now.
You're going to separate when I say so, and only then. And you know what? I want you to stop getting me in trouble with your son Julio.
What do you want? Why did you come?
Because I wanted to stop you from committing bigamy.
What?
Mariela is the most wonderful woman I've ever met in my life. Does that answer your question?
Look, don't mess this up for us too.
Not only have you abandoned your family, now you're turning your back?
Lying heart.
Fue sembrando el veneno y la ambición.
To all our prospective candidates, are you an aspiring candidate in the upcoming general elections? Do you want your agenda and manifesto to reach your voters effectively? At KBC, we have the most comprehensive and credible online platform that has profiles of all prospective candidates. Log on to www.kbc.co.ke/2022 aspirants and let Kenyans know more about you, your past achievements, your manifesto, and your development agenda once you get elected to office. What's more, the website is easy to navigate. We will create your profile, post pictures and short videos with your campaign messages at affordable hosting fees. Log on to www.kbc.co.ke/2022 aspirants today and establish your brand authority as we lead towards the forthcoming general elections.
I don't have to travel far and so wide before my eyes can see the work that has been done. Jubilee, tulia hidi leo tumetimiza.
on KBC Channel 1. My name is Catherine Kasavuli, and of course, this is the Living Legends edition, and our sign language interpreter is Byron Aburi. Of course, later on tonight, we are going to feature lots of sporting events, and to present that segment is none other than Topi Liambila. My name is Catherine Kasavuli. Have a wonderful, wonderful, enjoyable bulletin with me. Stay with us now to the highlights. Deputy President William Ruto expelled from Jubilee Party leadership. President Uhuru Kenyatta formally endorses Azimio la Umoja movement. And the Catholic launch the Lenten campaign with calls for peace and sobriety as the country approaches the general elections. Thank you for joining us. It is always wonderful to have you. And of course, as I told you earlier on, our sign language interpreter is Byron Aburi, and I am Catherine Kasavuli. Deputy President William Ruto and his allies who have subscribed to the ideals of the UDA party have been expelled from the ruling Jubilee party. The party has also retained the president to chauffeur its affairs for 5 years post his retirement.
As largely expected, the National Delegates Conference of the Jubilee Party unanimously agreed to expel Deputy President William Ruto as Deputy Party Leader alongside his allies.
That all members of Jubilee Party that have openly promoted the policies and or ideologies of other political parties be deemed to have ceased to be members of Jubilee Party and be removed from the register of members of Jubilee Party. Wanaunga semeni ndio.
The onslaught on Ruto, led by his boss, President Uhuru Kenyatta, who accused the second in command of having uncontrolled ambition.
You must have ambition. But ambition must be controlled. It cannot be unbridled.
The president denied having engineered Ruto's exit from Jubilee, explaining to the party delegates that he had opted to work with Odinga as the deputy president had chosen to start early campaigns.
Kama wewe tumechaguliwa pamoja na umeamua ya kwamba jukumu lako ni kuwa upinzani ndani ya serikali, mimi basi nikaenda kutafuta baba, nikaenda kutafuta Waipa, Gideon, nani. Jameni njooni munisaidie hapa kwa sababu mambo imekuwa mramu.
President Kenyatta led party leaders present in leading the charge for the Azimio la Umoja outfit, with the alliance set to back the Kalonzo Musyoka-led One Kenya alliance next week.
Na ndipo leo mimi niko hapa mbele yenu nikiwaomba ruksa ya kufanya kazi na vyama tofauti tofauti ambavyo fikira zao zinalingana na zetu, ambazo fikira zao ni za kututafutia amani na umoja katika taifa letu. Fikira zao ni za kulete haki kwa kila mwananchi bila kubagua wewe umetoka wapi na umezaliwa wapi na wewe ni nani.
While the Jubilee NDC was expected to formally endorse Raila Odinga as its presidential candidate, President Kenyatta, Odinga and Kalonzo said they were in negotiations for a formidable candidate.
Uhuru is here, he's a Kenyan, and he has a right to live. Even if he is not a president, he is very, very capable to work for the people of Kenya in other capacities.
Sisi tumeanzisha kirasmi mazungumzo bila chuki, woga hata mapendeleo, with open hearts and open minds, always only guided by what is in the best interest of this nation.
Though it appears like a near foregone conclusion that Raila Odinga will lead the Azimio la Umoja team, the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance parties claim they will sit down, talk, and identify one presidential candidate who will face Deputy President William Ruto. John Jacob Curia, The Legends Edition.
Thank you, Jacob. The Jubilee Party has formally rebranded, adopting a new symbol, slogan and new party leaders. Jimmy Angwenyi has replaced Deputy President William Ruto as the Deputy Party Leader, with Raphael Tuju exiting as the Secretary General and replaced by Ndaragwa Member of Parliament Jeremiah Kioni. The changes, the party hopes, will make it have a stronger bargaining power in the Azimio la Umoja.
Ndio wanaokataa wanaokubali wamepata.
A flying dove with an olive branch in its beak is the new Jubilee Party symbol after it was officially endorsed during the Jubilee Delegates Convention at KICC. The party further adopting the Pamoja Mbele slogan to replace the initial Tuko Pamoja slogan, with the yellow color that was associated with Deputy President William Ruto dropped. The restructuring of the Jubilee Party, led by President Uhuru Kenyatta, also making some changes in the party leadership. President Uhuru Kenyatta has been endorsed as the party leader and is to be deputized by Jimmy Angwenyi, who takes the place of Deputy President William Ruto, who ditched the party to form UDA.
Jubilee Party resolves to terminate all forms of cooperation and/or coalition with political parties that promote policies and/or ideologies that do not align with those of Jubilee Party.
The party retaining Nelson Zuya as the party chairman, with David Murathe also retaining his position of vice chairman. Jeremiah Kioni is now the party's secretary general after taking over from Raphael Tuju, who heads for elective politics.
To be secretary general, managing the headquarters of the party and also pursuing my other political engagement and also doing some other work ambaye amenipatia nataka nifanye.
President Uhuru Kenyatta noting that the party was never dead and that those who ditched it were never ousted.
Jubilee ilipatiwa mandate na wananchi wa Kenya kuongoza. Kama chama imewahi kujenga zaidi ya kilomita 12,000. Hiyo ni chama ambayo imekufa ama ni chama ilikuwa kwa kazi? Tulikuwa kwa kazi ama tulikuwa tumelala?
We have been having this perception that Jubilee Party is dead. Jubilee Party has been reduced to a regional party or a tribal outfit. But even by the kind of leadership that today we have endorsed as the delegates, it confirms that Jubilee continues to be a national party.
Hii sio Jubilee ile ya kitambo. Hii ni Jubilee pamoja na wengine. It's a coalition. And coalition must accommodate everybody. Lazima tu accommodate ODM, PNU, lazima tulete hizo rangi zote ili tukue na serikali yenye ina reflect vyama vyote.
Jubilee Party has since joined forces with other like-minded parties to work under the Azimio la Umoja umbrella. With the rebranded Jubilee Party, President Uhuru Kenyatta hopes that even as he exits office after the general election, the party will still be part of the government under the Azimio la Umoja. Nancy Okware, reporting for Legends Edition from KICC, Nairobi.
Thank you, Nancy. President Uhuru Kenyatta has officially declared support for the Azimio la Umoja movement, addressing ODM National Delegates Convention NDC at the Kasarani Gymnasium in Nairobi. President Uhuru Kenyatta defended ODM leader Raila Odinga over claims of being a state project. The head of state, who took a swipe at his political critics, revealed that Azimio will hold joint countrywide rallies in the next 2 weeks to popularize the new outfit before unveiling the Azimio candidate ahead of the August 9th polls. Ben Chumba reports.
Mimi ni mwana Jubilee, lakini kutoka leo kwa fikra kwa mdomo, kwa damu, kwa roho.
Speaking at the Kasarani Gymnasium, President Uhuru Kenyatta took a swipe at a section of leaders accusing ODM leader Raila Odinga of being a state project.
Ni wale ambao kwa sababu ukishindwa panga mambo yako ama uone tide imeanza kubadilika, the easiest thing you can do ni kuita mtu project. Nyinyi wana ODM, Raila Omolo Odinga kweli ni project ya mtu. Kama ni project ya wanai.
Addressing a meeting of the ODM National Delegates Convention,
ODM oye!
The head of state denied claims that ODM leader is getting backing of the state.
Raila sio project ya serikali. Raila sio project ya Uhuru. Vile Raila hakuniuliza mimi chochote wakati alikuja kuunga serikali yangu when I had need. Vile mimi hakuna kitu nauliza kwa Raila. Mimi nataka good leadership for our country.
The president lauded his handshake with Raila, saying it was for the good of the country.
It is not Raila who is a man of war. Because if he was a man of war, he would have resisted any attempt at peace between him and President Kibaki. If he was a man of war, he would have resisted any attempt at making the handshake happen.
Tulikubaliana tutaunga mseto. Kwanza tulianza na BBI. Na BBI mnavijua, wale majambazi waliingilia huko wakaleta fitina. Tukasema sasa hiyo rege itakwenda half time, lakini rege itarudi.
The president further revealed plans of a joint countrywide rallies in the next 2 weeks to popularize Azimio coalition.
Usinisababishe niseme vile mimi nafikiria kwa sababu wengine watasema project. Mimi tutasema wakati hiyo. Na mimi sina shaka ya kwamba ushindi ni wetu.
It is for the first time that President Uhuru Kenyatta has officially confirmed that he is a full member of Azimio la Umoja movement affiliated to ODM leader Raila Odinga. It is therefore a matter of wait and see how the political landscape will take shape ahead of the August 9 polls. Ben Chumba, Legends Edition.
Raila Odinga has been officially endorsed by the Orange Democratic Party to contest for the presidency under Azimio la Umoja in a nation's delegate convention held at Kasarani Stadium, which was also attended by President Uhuru Kenyatta. Raila was hailed a Democrat who has stood for the good of this nation. Businessman Jimmy Wanjigi, who has been seeking to battle with Raila for the party's presidential ticket, was, however, locked out of the venue.
Raila Odinga is officially now the ODM presidential candidate. Raila, who will be seeking to be Kenya's 5th president, was endorsed by the party's National Delegate Convention held at Kasarani Stadium, where the party also resolved to formally join hands with like-minded parties under the Azimio la Umoja coalition.
Mimi ni candidate ya ODM katika kinyang'anyiro ya Azimio la Umoja. Na mimi niko uwanjani. Si mimi niko tayari.
Raila promising that under his leadership, true unity of the nation will be realized and future generations will be saved from ethnic divisions that have previously bedeviled the nation.
We are no longer deferring the quest for unity to our children. Neither are we deferring the turbulence and the pain of divisions for the next generation. We are fixing things right now.
What we are looking to do is to create a movement that delivers Kenya safely across the Rubicon to the other side. That is what we are looking for.
Raila saying the newfound unity was a demonstration
that leadership was not about changing administration from one person to another, but the nation uniting for a common good.
It takes leadership that has faith in the country, vision in the country, and courage to sell the vision to the people and unite them behind it. It is happening today. It will continue in the days and the years ahead. Kenya must return to factory settings. Our independence came as a result of our unity. That's where we must return.
Na zile vyama zingine zote ambazo zimeungana zihakikishe ya kwamba tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8 rais ni Raila Amolo Odinga.
Wale wengine hawana idea, hawana njia, yao ni matusi na kasheshe aina hiyo.
Kwa hivyo sisi tunakutolea kofia because you have consistently put the country before yourself.
Our aim is one, victory. That is our aim, all of us here.
Kazi iko mbele yetu. We trust you, and surely we cannot all be wrong.
Me at home, I'll not give him peace. I'll make sure that he does the right thing for the people of Kenya in future.
Businessman Jimmy Wanjigi, who had shown interest to battle it out with Raila for the party's ticket, was however blocked from the venue. Speaking shortly after the incident, Wanjigi said he was politically cutting ties with Raila and will soon be announcing his next move.
It's unfortunate that I had to run. I think that was the saddest point. That I'm not a man made to run away from anything. But the view was that it's going to get very messy if I stay. This is a party I have loved. And for anyone to incite members against me, and cite goons against me is very sad. It's very sad for democracy in this country. It is very sad for democracy in ODM.
With the acceptance of Raila Odinga of the ODM party's resolutions by the National Delegates Conference that he flies the party's flag in the upcoming presidential polls, and with the support of the outgoing president, the ODM party is confident of emerging victors in the upcoming 2022 general elections. Gladys Mungai for Legends Edition.
Very eventful day. Thank you, Gladys. Deputy President William Ruto now says he is the best suited to take over from where President Uhuru Kenyatta will have left when his term ends. Ruto, who led the Kenya Kwanza team for campaigns in Laikipia and Nyeri counties, called on locals to rally behind the Uchumi Kwanza plan, which he says will change lives for the better in this country.
Deputy President William Ruto led his Kenya Kwanza team in traversing Laikipia and Nyeri counties, wooing locals to support his August 9th presidential bid.
Lakini mimi nataka niwaambie
the DP taking credit for what has been achieved by the Jubilee government, saying he played a big role for the success.
Sisi ndio tulichagua Rais Uhuru Kenyatta. Na ile kazi Uhuru Kenyatta amefanya kwa hii Kenya, ya reli, ya barabara, ya stima, ya TTI, ya mahospitali, hiyo credit yote ni yetu sisi.
Ruto saying he had no bad feelings that the president had chosen a different path even after he supported him for 2 terms.
Wanasema ya kwamba sijui tumebeba Biblia. Mimi nataka niwaambie watu wa Azimio, tafadhali mtuheshimu na mtusamehe, kwa sababu Biblia hatujaanza kubeba jana. Tumekuwa tukibeba Biblia miaka nyingi bwana. Ni kwa sababu ya hiyo Biblia ndio tumefika mahali tuliko sasa.
The DP and his team calling on the president not to be dragged into succession politics that could taint his achievements.
Shuttle NDCs are not the role of the President of the Republic. Wanamshusha mamlaka, wanamshusha heshima.
Sisi tunataka kukuambia Rais Uhuru, just pick a leaf from Mzee Kibaki. Don't get involved in who succeeds you because you have only one vote.
Kura zote ni zao wananchi.
Those accompanying him calling on the church to be respected, saying it was only God who can judge.
Sadaka inayotolewa ni siri yangu na Mwenyezi. Siri yangu na Mwenyezi. Kama wewe utoi sadaka, wacha wale wanatoa waendeleze neno la Mungu.
The team calling on Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka to reconsider his decision to join Azimio. For the Legends edition, I'm Zainab Said.
Well, we now take a short break, and of course, when we come back, Nyiva Mwendwa is fatigued.
I don't have to travel far and so wide before my eyes can see the work that has been done. Jubilee, ahidi leo tumetimiza.
To get Romans chapter 10 as your skiza tune on your phone, dial star 811 star 962 hash.
If you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Romans chapter 10 verse 9.
To get Romans chapter 10, dial star 811 star 962 hash. Star 811 star 962 hash.
Do you have a new story to share with KBC? Get in touch swiftly on email news@kbc.co.ke or call 0723 892 654 or 0734 780 124.
Physical exercise has significant benefits for your heart, body, and the mind. It helps in preventing some of the diseases such as non-communicable diseases, including diabetes and cancer. On your health show, we talk about physical exercise, why it's important, and it's all about burning the unwanted fat.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Welcome back. The Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops is appealing for peace and sobriety among Kenyans during this electioneering period. Speaking during the launch of the Lenten campaign, the chairperson of the Catholic Justice and Peace Commission, Right Reverend John Obala, called on young people to avoid being used by politicians as agents of violence and propaganda.
The Catholic faithful on Saturday converged in their hundreds at St. Mary's Msongari grounds in Westlands, Nairobi for the commencement of the Lenten period. The hallmark of the meeting being messages of peace and harmony from the church leaders as the country heads to the August 9th general election.
Diversity of opinions, particularly the perception on candidates, should enrich our choices, not scatter our togetherness.
We also ask Kenyans that we continue to be our brother's keeper. The elections will come and go, we will remain behind.
Under this year's theme, Unity in Diversity, Promoting Good Neighborliness, Catholic bishops say the election should not divide the country.
Part of our civic education should purposely target youth to raise them from objects of use by politicians to virtuous young people, I particularly make an appeal to all social media users to refrain from spreading hate speech and fake news for political gain.
Tuwachague watu ambao ni wakamilifu, watu ambao ni waelekevu.
The church challenging Kenyans to be wise and elect leaders who will champion the war against graft.
We hope to elect leaders who promote respect for the rule of law by all. Laws should not be used selectively.
Each one of us has a responsibility to contribute to that, to be tolerant, to care for the next, to care for the neighbor.
The Lenten period, which will last for 40 days, is the period in the liturgical calendar from Ash Wednesday to Palm Sunday and is an annual commemoration that prepares believers through prayer, repentance, giving of alms and self-denial. Kamche Menza for the Legends edition.
Education Cabinet Secretary George Magoha has warned teachers against falling in traps of national exam cartels, maintaining that the exams are well guarded and no irregularity will be allowed. Speaking at Karibaribi Secondary School in Kiambu County, Magoha at the same time asked teachers to suspend planned strikes until national examinations are completed. The Education CS said that his ministry, through Teacher Service Commission, is ready to engage Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, Cooperative, had given TSC a 7-day ultimatum to reopen salary negotiations, failure to which they would take the next step.
Political parties spread their gospel, but always remember that a party must have its own base.
This even as a section of elders allied to the Kiama backed President Uhuru Kenyatta's mission to unite Kenyans ahead of the 2022 general election. Speaking in Murang'a County during the installation of Dr. Simon Gishiru as a priest of the Kiama, the leaders also maintained that President Uhuru Kenyatta is still the kingpin of the Agikuyu community.
Sisi tulipea Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta manto uongozi mwaka wa Novemba 12, na tulipompea tunaketi na yeye na kila wakati tunaketi na yeye, mambo ya kuleta amani katika jamii yetu na Kenya mzima. Mwaka hii tumesema ni mwaka wa uchaguzi, na sisi kama wazee lazima tuangalie jamii yetu vile imekaa.
And Nairobi gubernatorial aspirant Richard Ngatia has pledged his support for the Azimio la Umoja movement in the run-up to the August polls.
Baba ametuleta katika Azimio, ndio kila mtu awe pamoja, na ndio kila mtu tukiwa pamoja, hakuna ule atatenga mwingine wakati tukiingia kwa zile maofisi. Tutatembea pamoja hii miaka 5 mpaka mwisho.
Finally, leaders from 5 Wajir clans have unanimously nominated Dr. Hassan Mohamed Aden to vie for the Wajir governor's position in the upcoming general election. The leaders say that their decision came after an 8-month-long negotiated democracy process. Dr. Hassan has pledged to prioritize the needs of the residents of Wajir County.
I need to say that the need from the people of Wajir, be it good governance, be it health, be it water, be it agriculture, be it education or security, those will be the prime agendas in my government.
For Legends Edition, I'm Safin Aching Oma.
The Commissioner in the State Department of Cooperatives, David Obonyo, has called on employers that do not remit funds on behalf of their staff to the respective SACCOs to desist from the practice, failure to which they will meet the full force of the law. Obonyo spoke during the 38th annual delegates meeting of the Hazina Sacco Society Limited. Obonyo further added that the government continues to provide an environment conducive for the cooperative sector.
Yes, thank you so much.
Speaking during the Hazina Sacco's 38th annual delegates meeting, its national chairperson Evans Kibagende highlighted several successes the society has realized despite the adverse effects occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic. Among them being surpassing the targeted liquidity levels of 15% to realize 25.7% in adoption of ICT to enhance service delivery to members.
Additionally, we have continued to invest in human capital, our ICT infrastructure, and review of internal operations and controls. Our main focus will be on consolidating the gains we have made so far from the current strategic plan, winding up on the projects that are still pending, and having a keen attention on monitoring and evaluation as we ready ourselves to develop the next strategic plan.
The Chief Guest Commissioner in the State Department of Cooperatives, David Obonyo, hailed Hazina Sacco's performance, adding that the government will continue creating an enabling environment for the sector. He, however, warned employers who fail to remit Sacco deductions from their staff of dire consequences.
The only thing that can make you to go down members is simple. If you don't embrace integrity, you can be innovative. But if your integrity is questionable, I'm telling you, you cannot go far.
Hazina Sacco now should start adapting the name, Mr. Chairman, DT, because you're a deposit-taking cooperative.
Hazina Sacco CEO Dixon Akungu expressed his delight in the steady growth in membership. Yusufar reporting for the Legends edition.
Public Service, Youth and Gender Affairs Cabinet Secretary Margaret Kobia has lauded Nyiva Mwendwa for her efforts in promoting gender equality as well as women empowerment in leadership. Nyiva, who celebrates her 80th birthday this year, became the first woman to serve as a cabinet minister after being appointed to head the Culture and Social Services docket by President Daniel Arap Moi in 1995. The former Kitui West Member of Parliament becomes the latest recipient of the Trailblazers Award after Grace Onyango, Kenya's first female Member of Parliament, and former Karachuonyo Member of Parliament Phoebe Asio were presented with the award earlier this week.
A staunch believer in her cause, wise leader and inspiration, these are but some of the many commendations heaped on Nyiva Mwendwa by her peers as she became the latest recipient of the Trailblazers Award. And Nyiva, a former Kitui West Member of Parliament, as well as the first woman to serve in government as a cabinet minister, received the award at her Nairobi home in an event attended by, among others, Cabinet Secretary in the Ministry of Gender and Public Service, Margaret Kobia, and Kitui Governor, Charity Ngilu.
All these things that you have been teaching us, just continue teaching, because we may not teach right. You have them, do it for us. And I'm so happy to be with you today, and I'm so proud of you. Without you, I would never have been where I am in Kitui.
The Trailblazers Award was introduced by President Uhuru Kenyatta
as we lead towards the forthcoming general elections.
It has been a very, very, very active day everywhere around the world. And of course, we now go on to Ukraine, where Russian assaults on the Ukrainian capital, Kiev, have been met with fierce resistance as the Ukrainian military says it fought off several attacks. In a Facebook post early on Saturday, the military said that an army unit managed to repel Russian forces near its base on a major CTE street.
Government confirmed there was fighting on the streets and urged people to stay at home. However, Secretary of the National Security and Defense Council Alexei Danilov told the Ukrainian news site that the army was in control of the situation. Early on Saturday, Ukraine's Air Force Command also reported heavy fighting near the Vasilkiv Air Base southwest of Kiev, adding that it was under attack by Russian paratroopers. Early on Friday, a spokesperson for Zelensky said the country was prepared to hold ceasefire and peace talks with Russia immediately and were discussing a place and time to hold talks. As Russian troops close in on Kiev, Ukraine has been pleading with the West for faster and tougher sanctions to punish Moscow for its attack. Zelensky urged Europe to impose harder sanctions on Moscow. He wants leaders to cut off Russia from SWIFT, that is the system used for global business transactions. However, the EU has so far opted not to cut off Russia from SWIFT, reportedly due to objections from some member states, including Germany and Italy.
Chairman after garnering 51 votes. It was a big win for Patel after his challengers Tariq Iqbal and Chindabaram Subramanian failed to garner a single vote. Chairperson of the Cricket Normalization Committee, retired Lady Justice Joyce Aluoch, and the president of the Zimbabwe Cricket, who was the International Cricket Council representative, Tavengwa Mukhlani, congratulated the cricket delegate for upholding discipline and conducting free and fair elections. Here is the report.
With delegates and candidates showing up to vote for their leaders, as it was a big day for the cricket lovers. 3 positions on card: the chairperson, vice chair and treasurer respectively. Instructions were given and the voting started. First, the inspection of the ballot papers, ballot boxes and booths by the candidates to ensure free and fair elections conducted. Leading the inspection team was the chairperson of the Cricket Normalization Committee, retired Lady Justice Joyce Aluoch, and the president of the Zimbabwe Cricket, who was the International Cricket Council representative, Tavengwa Mukhlani.
It is a new dawn because the cricket has been dominant, has not been going on in Kenya for how long? Is it almost 4 years? Yes. Yeah. And they are looking at elections of today as a new dawn.
After the voting, Manoj Patel emerged victorious for the chairperson position with 51 votes, as Maina Kamau and Kalpesh Solanki took the vice president and treasurer with 50 and 51 votes respectively.
Cricket should actually be played out in the field and not in the boardrooms. That's what has been going on in the boardrooms, meetings after meetings, but cricket should be out. Look at the beautiful sunshine outside.
The view that we have, which I think is shared by many, is that having some form of governance is better than having none. So I believe this is the first baby step in correcting, rectifying, and putting in place a structure that will look through the issues that have affected Kenya.
Palino Mamo took the director of Women Unopposed, with Kennedy Obuya also securing the Cricket Association representative position. For Legends Edition, I'm Daniel Mwendwa.
In basketball, national men's basketball team Morans suffered a humiliating 105-51 loss to Egypt in their second match at the ongoing 2023 1-0 win over KCB at Kericho's Green Stadium. Kariobangi Sharks lost 1-0 to Nzoia at the Kasarani Stadium, while Wazito humbled Kenya Police 3-2. Kakamega Homeboys tops the league with 37 points to ahead of Nairobi City Stars. Tusker FC, Kariobangi Sharks and KCB completed the top 5 teams on the log. The coach Simon Ngumbao and Sophia Nekesa won the second edition of the Diani Half Marathon after winning the men's and women's categories respectively during the race held to Saturday at Diani, Kwale County. Simon clocked 1 hour 13 minutes and 02 seconds to cut the tape ahead of last year's winner Steve Musioka, who wound up second as Tsuma Ngowa completed the podium dash. Debutant Sophia Nekesa won the women's race after timing 1 hour 40 minutes and 50 seconds to relegate Faith Kosgei and Lucy Wamalwa to second and third position respectively. The race, which attracted over 100 runners, drawn from Kwale County, was organized by Kick Martial Arts Club and was geared to giving upcoming runners a chance to showcase their talent as well as encourage fitness in the society.
Tumeleta vijana pamoja juu vijana wengi wako hawana kazi, wamekaa tu idle, wanakaa tu kwa mtaa, hawana kazi kitu ya kufanya. Ndio tukaamua tukuja na tutengeneze group ya the Kiki Martial Arts Club.
Friends School Dandora pipped to Shirika Second School 5-4 over post-match penalties after the match.
Friends School, Dandora and Starlight Academy were crowned winners of the Johanna Omolo Foundation Inter-School Soccer Tournament in the boys and girls categories respectively at matches played at the City Stadium, Nairobi. The one-day tournament attracted a total of 7 schools drawn from Embakasi North constituency, Nairobi.
Pipped to Shirika Second School 5-4 over post-match penalties after the match ended 1-1 in regular time to lift the boys' title, while Starlight Academy proved to be a force to reckon with after seeing off Kinyago Second School via post-match kicks to lift the girls' title. The two teams had played to a barren draw in regular time. The tournament, organized by Harambee Stars midfielder Johanna Omolo, seeks to give youth a sporting chance as well as offer them an alternative from the social vices.
Sisi, mimi naweza sema kushiriki kwa hii team ni at least kupatia madem chance, ndo at least wasiende nje wakiwa wanaenda kwa vitu zao, at least wanatake time yao kuja ground na kufanya vitu zingine.
Ile motisha yenye uko nayo, yani ujipe motisha, kwa umeamua kucheza ball, ujipe hiyo chance, utumie hiyo chance, cause hiyo chance ni God amekupea na anaweza chukua hiyo chance bado ape msee mwingine.
Yeah, inatupa exposure. Wale wenye wamecheza vizuri wamechaguliwa wataingia Dandora Youth Starlets na from there tutapewa exposure from there alafu tutaendelea.
The one-day tournament was also used as a platform to select female players who will form Dandora Starlets, a female football club that will feature in league matches.
Sasa tuna scout for talent for the girls. Tunajaribu kutengeneza team ya madem. Tuweke kwa FKF, ipande kwa ligi nini iendelee ikiwa kubwa. Kwa tunaangalia crime rate imeongezeka. Hata sasa ukitembea mtaani unapata ratio ya mapolisi na raia. Unaona tu yani usiku makarao wanatembea sana. So we saw a need to put up something like this because to involve the school kids.
The second edition of the Junior Swimming Championships will be held tomorrow at the Makini School, where more than 25 teams will take part. This comes a week after the Junior Swimming Gala was held, where Hydra Swim and Sports Club and Makini School bagged the lion's share of the medals. Muindi, who emerged victorious in the That's a wrap-up for the sports edition this Saturday weekend, where, of course, a big thank you to our foot soldiers who are on the ground to bring up these sports, and those included Dan Mwendwa, Karanja David, Bernard Okumu, and Nora today. And, of course, as we wind up, Catherine asked something midway. I would like to know exactly what you wanted to know.
Well, I wanted to know about the decision by FIFA you know, to expel Kenya and, of course, Zimbabwe. What did we do? What does that mean? It is so traumatizing, honestly.
Yeah, it's quite big because, like, you know, the way, you know, like I've always said that, you know, I'm a Harambee Stars fan.
Yes.
So basically what we're talking about here is that Harambee Stars, I don't know what they're going to do for the next, but I believe that it is for the better, because right now as we speak, Harambee Stars, the Kenya football is not really on the right footing. And the government had to intervene. It has done that before, and it happens. But what FIFA does, they normally try to, you know, to discipline, or rather to cut off political engagement with the federations.
Okay. I was so traumatized. Oh my goodness. I said I will ask you, you know, to just walk me through it. Well, we say thank you so very much, you know, for watching KBC Channel 1. This has been the Living Legends edition. I am a legend, he's a legend, we are living. So it's a Living Legends edition. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, our sign language interpreter has been Byron Abuli. We say thank you, we love you. Mwah.
I'll see you again next Saturday for another great edition of the Legends Edition. Thank you very much, and thanks for watching.
Cheating on me. There's something that involves us both because we're both being cheated on.
I don't know what you're talking about. My girl, my angel. I'm very sorry for hurting you the way I did with my confession. I hope that in time you'll understand that I was burning up on the inside by not telling you.
Lying heart.
Fue sembrando el veneno y la ambición.
This week on Good Morning Kenya.
The health system in Siaya has improved greatly. Yes. Because previously, before we came in, even child mortality rate was very high.
Governor Colonel